Alright, mateys. Well, I finally got the boat dry hauled, blocked, got the bottom painted, changed the sinks. I went to Belle Isle Marina, and it looked a little tricky on the chart getting in there, and they've got some paperwork at the marina there to help you get in. And I motored most of the way over there because there wasn't any wind. I mean, here's my track as to how I got in. And you'll notice as we're coming around the point, coming in, there's a couple of peninsulas, jets of land that go out. And the first one, I mean, you're probably 10 to 15 yards off the shore. I mean, and that's where the deep water is. So you really got to watch the buoys. Except here where these 3 green buoys are, instead of going, you know, close to each buoy, you really need to kind of stay in the middle. And I found that out for sure when I departed. Oh, that's the other thing. Like I draw 5 feet. So you're much better off to try to get in there just before high tide and just a little after high tide. Definitely don't want to go in on a low tide through there. Now for the paint job itself, I was really pretty pleased with things. Now at Belle Isle, when they haul the boat, you know, they're going to power wash it. If you want the barnacles scraped, that's $80 an hour. I'm not doing that. I scraped the barnacles myself. In fact, I wasn't even there the day that they hauled it out, but I talked to the guys and they said, you know, I had some hairy stuff growing on it, but here you can see it power washed right off, and there are very few barnacles on that. And this is, I know it's at least 2 years, could be 3 years that I bottom painted. And in August of last year, I had the divers go down and scrape the boat, get all the barnacles off and everything. So, I mean, that 10 months ago, 10 months, that boat's been sitting in here. I've gone out a few times. But look at, there's hardly any barnacles on this. And I'm using Total Boat Spartan bottom paint. It goes on easy. I use like 1.5 gallons of it. But getting the boat prepped was really, I sanded everything down, came off nice, was ready to paint. And that's the other thing with Total, I mean, it's almost a total package of what you get. So I got for the bottom paint, you got the bottom paint, a roller, a cover, a roller pan, and a paint suit, and a roll of tape. All I needed was a scraper and some rubber gloves and my goggles and mask. I was ready to go. So that did not take me long at all. Within an hour and a half, I had everything sanded, took a little bit of a break, a little over an hour, got the bottom painted, let it sit for a little bit, put a second coat on, and that went on much faster. You know, I'm just kind of filling in areas. So all in all, it was a pretty good experience of getting the boat bottom painted. Oh, and I changed the zinc. So I feel a lot better about that now. And I wasn't sure, I thought I might have had a problem with the rudder. So I checked that, everything is fine with that. So now I'm ready, hopefully ready. Oh, yeah, okay. You know, always something comes up. So on my way out, the RPM gauge stopped working. Now, I've had the boat long enough, I got an idea of the sound of where my RPMs are, but now I got to check all that. And the first thing I'm going to do is I've got some contact cleaner coming. I'm going to take the harness, pull everything apart, pull one wire out, clean it, put it back on the right so I don't get the parts mixed up. So next week, that'll be the project that I'm working on, but I can go boating even without the RPM gauge. It's nice to have it, but it's not an absolute necessity. Oh, there it goes. I still think I'm going to check all the connections here on that harness. So I had a pretty good cruise back. Again, I motored most of the way, about halfway. I was able to put the sail up for a little bit. The wind started coming, but they were almost dead against me, so I kind of had to move around a little bit. I kind of wanted to get back, so I just kind of motored after about a half hour, 45 minutes of sailing. Got back in the slip. Everything is good. And here's some sights along the way around Fort McHenry, or Fort Monroe here, and along the cruise up to Belle Isle. So enjoy. And until next time, guys, happy and safe boating to you, your family, and friends.